Okay, with this carpet installed, and it was now time to do the installation of the center console and the radio console. Obviously, I was a little nervous about all of that, and it is tricky. So I'm not quite sure how other people do it or have done it. But one of the things that I did, which has proven to be very useful, was that I dry fitted both the center console and the radio console before I put anywhere near the going in with a carpet. And the way that I had decided then to actually do that when it came to when the carpet was installed was to install this first completely and then install the radio console second. That required a very significant amount of rework to the frame that's on this particular radio console, and it took me about a half a day to do that. And then I made sure that I knew the sequence for installing the radio and installing the radio speakers as a result of that. So in my case, the radio was installed in the radio console before installation into the car, and then the speakers were added separately, and that's worked out really well. The biggest tip on installing this is that you have to have the brake lever as high as possible, and I disconnected my handbrake cable in order to be able to do that. And then this needs to be in first gear or in third gear, excuse me, to stand a chance of actually getting the center console to come down, and this edge here, the slot for the handbrake, get that to clear the actual top of the handbrake. And as you can see, I was able to successfully install that. And then I put the radio console in separately. One of the benefits of installing the radio console into the car after the center console is installed is that if I ever want to take this radio console out to get better access into the wiring, etc., and the fuse box, I can easily take this out, and that has worked out for me really nicely. So I'm very pleased with that. Overall result for me looks really good. I don't do this every day. I'm not an interior specialist, but I'm actually very happy with the outcome. My radio works. And this center panel will rotate down. It's going to be a little tight to get to fuses, but it does actually rotate down, and I can get access into that. So overall, right now, I'm pretty happy. One major piece of feedback that I had when I was trying to figure out how to wrap this was that the method that I'd use was going to potentially cause a problem with second gear. And I can actually get second gear. I need to drive the car and make sure it's not going to pop out, but I'm able to get second gear, and it feels like that's fully engaged. So for now, I'm reasonably happy with that overall installation. And again, it's transformed the car. All right, I'm getting closer and closer and closer. Okay, with the what I would call the soft trim, so carpet, etc., with that installed, I then moved on to the interior hard trim for the rear of the car, and these are the old items. They are handed, and they're a very useful reference, in particular for holes, etc., and fastenings that are needed. So it's a good idea to actually keep these and use them for reference. It took me a little while to figure out exactly what the sequence was, and I'll go through that on the new car. But the end result is very tidy. I can say that. So this goes on the rear partial shelf at the very top, and this end is actually related to the interior light, where you've got that little cutout there. This is above the B post, going towards the back of the car. This is actually a door jamb trim, and this actually goes on first onto the B post, and then this is a trim that covers the B post and the wheel well, and it's the final piece that you that you put in. So those are the pieces that I've been working on for the last couple of days installing. As I say, it does take time. You learn how to do it on one side, and then you apply that to the other side, and it goes quite straightforward. There's nothing hugely complex here, except trying to go at a steady speed and getting the best finish possible. Okay, here is the end result. I'm pretty happy with this, and it's looking very, very decent from my perspective. But right now, as I say, I'm actually pretty happy with how this looks. A couple of things that are useful that took me a little time to figure out. You can see this hole here. That is actually for a stay related. It's tapped. It's related. It's a hole related for a stay associated with the convertible top. So make sure that you locate that and tap that out before you fit the trim. I fitted the bracket for the convertible top pivot fairly early, and I was able to fit the trim around that, and I think that's actually quite important. This chrome piece is associated with the convertible top, and also helps with locating the trim. The sequence that I used to actually fit all of this was, I put this piece in first, then I put this piece in, then I put this what I would call a door jamb. I put that in next, and then I put what I would call the B-post wheel well trim on last, and that seems to have worked for me. So now the car, from an interior perspective, is pretty much done, and I'm as I say, overall I'm pretty happy with it. This is in my opinion, this is an expertise in its own right, and you know, I do this once in a while. So right now I'm pretty comfortable with the result. I would not be deterred from doing a car if you're thinking about doing it or pushing it outside. It's very expensive from what I've seen to go outside, so right now I'm pretty happy with my overall end result. Next up is the seat belt installation, and we'll see how that goes.